It's very good. I mean, you can see the difference in the screen immediately. As someone who uses an iPad 2 every day, I can see how much sharper and crisper and brighter the screen is. So it's a huge difference, and certainly for people who look at a lot of photographs, or even people reading ebooks, the typography is going to be so much sharper and clearer, and I think that's fantastic. It's hard to tell from just a brief play around with the iPad how much of a difference the processor is going to make. I can see that opening the apps is very fast and the apps themselves are responsive, but where you'll notice the difference is when you start playing some of the more challenging games and so on, and you'll really tell that this can do far more than the iPad 2 could do. So although superficially it's the same, it's a very, very tiny bit thicker, it's a tiny bit heavier. Superficially it's the same, but underneath it's a huge improvement on the device. I think that where Apple is at now is with a device like this, it is a large screen with a button. Design-wise, there's a limit to how much you can do to make that look different or work differently. So what they're doing is they're changing the features under the hood. They're trying very hard to keep the battery life the same. That was an important point they singled out during the keynote, that the battery life is 10 hours, the same as for the previous models. So they're upgrading what they can while also keeping the performance stable. But the key is aiming at people who haven't bought into iPad yet. So this is them saying that you may well have seen one and liked one and thought that you wanted it, and we've now made it even better and it costs the same as it did before. They price their stuff fairly aggressively. Apple's competitors in the tablet market have really struggled to put out competing tablets at the same price. And when they launch new products, they tend to put them out at the same price point as the previous ones. So that's what they've done with iPhone, and they've followed that with iPad now as well. And some people thought iPad 3, some people said iPad HD because of the new screen. What they've done is this is just the new iPad. It's just called iPad. And that follows what they used to do with the iPods. The iPod range, each new one that came out was just the iPod. And it may be because they've realized that this is a device that's going to be around for years to come. So if you want to avoid ending up with the iPad 14 in a few years' time, then it's better just to say this is the iPad.